Young and the Restless Spoilers Reveal Unrevealed secrets are always the element that creates tension in the world of the young and the restless. In a series of shocking events, Amy Lewis, a character who seemed to have overcome her dark past, suddenly finds herself caught up in a secret that she has long tried to bury. This secret, like a time bomb, will no longer be quiet because of the return of Damian Kane, a person Amy never thought would find the truth. From suspicions to truth, Damian Kane, a mysterious and influential figure in Genoa City's upper class, has been secretly gathering information about the Lewis family's past. The relationship between Damian and Amy begins to become tense since he realizes that what he knows about her family is not all. During a meeting, Damian frankly questioned Amy about a secret that she had always tried to keep hidden: the death of Nate Hastings' father, an unsolved case, which in Amy's heart was a dark truth that she wanted to bury forever. At first, Amy only considered Damian as someone with an unclear past, but with his uncompromising personality, Damian began to investigate the dark corners of the Lewis family's life. He not only heard rumors, but also met old witnesses, and all led him to an important conclusion: Nate's father's death was not an accident as everyone thought. Moreover, this case could be related to Nate's mother, who everyone thought had no connection to this man's death. Nate's mother, the murderer in the shadows. The truth that Damian dug up not only angered him but also left Amy in a state of confusion, when she had no way to deny it. Amy was a wonderful mother, but her past was too dark. Her husband's death was an unexpected accident, and what happened next was a series of events that she wanted to bury forever. However, the appearance of Damian brought everything out into the light. The death of Nate's father, a man with great influence in society, was not a normal accident. The truth behind this death was related to an irreconcilable dispute in the Lewis family, and in a dark moment of the past, Amy committed an act that she could not forgive herself. She was the one who killed her husband, Nate's father. Although this truth was never revealed to the public, Amy tried to keep it a secret for many years. However, like an unstoppable loop, these painful memories were brought back to Damian, and she had no choice but to face them. Confession and unforgettable shock. One day, during a tense meeting between Damian and Amy, he asked to speak to Nate's mother alone. After Nate left the room, leaving only the two of them, Damian began the conversation with Amy that he had prepared for a long time. "Mother, what do you really expect from me?" Damian asked, his eyes cold, but deep inside was an unconcealed resentment. Amy could not answer immediately, but the fear in her heart was rising, as she knew that the secrets would no longer be hidden. As Damian continued to dig into old memories, he began to bring up the death of Nate's father, an event that Amy had tried to forget. "Do you remember what happened?" "Nate's father's death, a case where the police still haven't found the killer. A truth that you've been keeping inside," Damian said. His eyes seemed to penetrate the depths of her soul. Faced with this truth, Amy could no longer deny it. She had committed a sin that, to this day, she still couldn't forgive herself. Amy knew that if this truth were revealed, her and Nate's lives would never be the same. However, a part of her felt a strange sense of relief, knowing that what had been hidden for so long would be revealed. Decisions that cannot be undone. As the guardian of family secrets, Amy had decided to keep this truth to herself until death. But now, with Damian questioning her past, Amy was faced with a difficult choice: should she continue to hide it, or let everything be revealed? Damian, with his ruthlessness and determination, has no intention of letting Amy go. He continues to pressure her, demanding that she admit responsibility for Nate's father's death, while searching for evidence to expose the truth. For Damian, this is not only a search for justice, but also a way to resolve the troubled family relationships. As tensions mount, Amy and Damian confront not only the past, but also the consequences that the truth may bring. Amy understands that if Damian continues to dig up the truth, her entire family will be thrown into an unforeseeable crisis. However, she also realizes that the past cannot be buried forever, and perhaps, it is time for her to face up to what she has done. Ultimately, the confrontation between Amy and Damian is not just a story of a family secret, but a battle between moral values, forgiveness, and revenge. Both characters are faced with difficult choices, and each decision will have long-term consequences, not only for them but also for those around them. With Victor providing important information about Damien to Lily Winters, the story becomes even more complicated and tense. Lily, who is trying to keep her relationship with her family in balance, will have to make life-or-death decisions, not only for Amy and Damien, but for her entire family. The secrets revealed, the confrontations are intense, and the difficult decisions will continue to take place in the upcoming episodes of The Young and the Restless. This story promises to be not only a fight for justice, but also a journey to explore the human heart and the deep values that each character carries within. In the world of secrets, betrayals, and unexposed crimes of The Young and the Restless, Amy Lewis is facing the biggest challenge of her life, facing the truth about her sins and the consequences they have brought to her family. But this truth is not simply a confession. It is also a fierce confrontation between souls who were once close but are now far apart, between mother and son, and painful memories that cannot be erased. The secret never revealed. Amy Lewis, the mother who seemed to always protect her son, Nate Hastings, now has to face the mistakes she tried to bury for many years. The crimes that Amy committed, especially the death of her husband, Nate's father, can no longer be kept secret. Damian Kane, who has a complicated relationship with the Lewis family, has now become the one to expose all the secrets that Amy has worked so hard to hide. Damien can no longer keep silent. He is ready to expose everything if Amy does not face the truth and its consequences. Amy has created a perfect shell to protect herself and her son from the truth. However, when Damien begins to bring up the past, Amy has no choice but to confront the secrets she has tried so hard to hide. The sins she has committed are not things that can be easily overlooked, especially when it involves the life of Nate, the person she loves the most. A tense confrontation. During a tense meeting between Damien and Amy, he does not hold back his anger. "If you want to push me into a corner, I will expose everything," Damien says, his eyes filled with hatred. These words are like a blow to Amy's heart, making her afraid. She knows that things will not be easy anymore. She has created a world around her where secrets are something she believes will never be exposed. But now, the truth cannot be stopped. Not only did Damien know about Nate's father's death, but he also knew about what Amy had done to hide it. Amy, tormented, began to confront Damien, with no choice but to open up. She knew that she couldn't run away forever. "I would never ask him to change his life for me. But can you tell me what I did so wrong?" Amy asked, her voice filled with pain. Damien didn't hesitate to respond, his words cutting straight into her heart. "You let my father die, and now I feel like you took him away from me again," Damien said, his eyes filled with hurt. "You were cold and distant when my father was dying. You weren't there for him, and now you want me to forgive you for everything that happened?" Damien's words left Amy in shock. These words were like an accusation, like a punishment for the wrong decisions she had made in the past. Amy could not refute, because she knew that what Damien said was the truth. She had left the man she loved, and now, she had to pay the price for that abandonment. But Damien, who could not forgive so easily, asked Amy to focus on her own needs. "I can tell you right now that I forgive you, but then what? I will go back to Los Angeles, and everything will be the same," Damien said, his voice full of exhaustion. He no longer wanted to continue living in the shadow of the past, no longer wanted to live with the wounds Amy had created. Hard choices. With Damien's words, Amy could not help but think about her decisions. She knew that even if she forgave her, the wounds she had caused would never heal. And no matter how hard she tried, the truth about Nate's father's death would forever be a part of her and Nate's lives, indelible. Finally, Amy was faced with an important choice. Would she have the courage to face Nate, to confess everything she had done? Can she stand before her son, the man she loves more than anything, and confess that she was the one who caused his father's death? And can Nate forgive her, or will their relationship be forever broken? These questions will continue to haunt Amy, while Damien, with his ruthlessness, will not stop digging for the truth, until everything is revealed. The story between Amy and Damien is not just a confrontation between two people, but also a psychological battle about forgiveness, love, and acceptance of past mistakes. And whatever the outcome, one thing is certain, neither of them can go back to the way they were before. In the shadow of her unexposed sins, Amy Lewis always lives in a feeling of torment. She has made mistakes that until now weigh heavily on her heart. But what happens when those secrets can no longer be hidden? When the crimes are exposed, and the person she loves the most, her son, Nate Hastings, is the last to know the truth? This story is more than just a confrontation between a mother and son, it is an internal battle that cannot be erased. Damian Kane, who has been relentlessly digging into the Lewis family's past, is not only a seeker of justice, but also a resurrector of long-buried obsessions. He has been persistent in exposing the sins that Amy has tried to bury, and now, he is ready to push Amy to the brink. Amy, with tears in her eyes, cannot deny that her sins have left her at a crossroads from which she cannot turn back. Damien does not need forgiveness, he only needs the truth. And in that moment when she faces Damien, Amy feels that no matter how hard she tries, what she has done cannot be changed. "Do you think I'll forgive you for what you did?" Damien growled. "If you want me to keep quiet, I'll expose you. You let my father die, and now, I feel like you took him away from me again." Damien's words were like a knife cutting into Amy's heart, leaving her speechless. She remembered the image of her beloved husband dying, and the wrong decisions she had made. Amy had always thought those mistakes had died with time, but now, they were resurrected in the cold light of truth. Damien spoke not only of the betrayal in love, but also of her coldness in his father's final moments. "What can you say when I didn't see you there for him when he needed you the most?" Damien continued coldly. "You abandoned him, just like you're abandoning me now." Amy felt a deep pain, but she couldn't deny the truth. However, her heart still held on to a thin thread of hope. That maybe one day, Nate would understand her better, would forgive her, the way she wanted to forgive herself.